Hello, everybody, and welcome to Real Madrid Hub. I am your host, Eric Rivera, and this is your spot on YouTube for all things Real Madrid news. Well, the drama with Sergio Ramos continues. Obviously, the idea behind his renewal and whether he's going to renew or not, that's all still up in the air. And we know that at this point, Real Madrid has already said that they expect that he is going to leave. But Sergio Ramos is kind of adding some, more drama to the situation. So anyway, Josep Pedrerol commented today on his editorial that he does on Jugones that Sergio Ramos should not be playing with his future. And what is he talking about? He is talking about an Instagram post. My good friend Jota Real Madrid did a video a little bit earlier about this news, but he also added some other news going on with Borja Mayoral and Florentino and more. So you should check that out. And this is kind of my own take on this whole situation. So the drama is the fact that Sergio Ramos liked a post that essentially said Real Madrid are now convinced that Sergio Ramos will leave the club this summer. That's what we already know, because that's something that Josep Pedrerol said during El Chiringuito. But the controversial part was essentially that the person posted, "That's how we treat our legends, heartbreaking." And Sergio Ramos liked that post, which you can see here, obviously. And, I think that's where people are seeing that it's kind of a throwing a barb, or in English, as we say, throwing a little bit of shade to Florentino Perez, because, there's always been controversy. There's always been criticism around the way Real Madrid treats legendary players when they've come to the end of their career. And Sergio Ramos is kind of saying that he is just another one in that mix. And then the other news, and there's another Instagram post that came out, which is a picture that it seems like Neymar and Sergio Ramos are chatting during a game. And the post goes on to say, I guess inventing the conversation really, but it says Neymar is telling Sergio, "If you sign for PSG, I'll renew the next day. And after I renew, Kylian Mbappe will also renew. So if you join PSG, we will win at least 2 European Cups." Sergio Ramos also liked that post. And I think that post is a little bit more controversial, because it's kind of saying, Neymar is kind of telling him, "Listen, we'll see. If I renew and you sign, Mbappe will renew. And, we can have this great super team where PSG will go on to win more European Cups." And essentially, which would further establish his status as one of the best, defenders of all time. And I think to me, listen, the guy's 34 years old. Okay. And I think it's a little bit petty to be doing a little bit of these Instagram battles. Well, somebody had commented on Twitter that Sergio Ramos is an ego. He's got an ego on him, which rightfully so, being one of the best center backs in the world and maybe in the history of the sport. You're going to have a little bit of an ego. We all know that he's got a little bit of an attitude. So I'm thinking these types of things would be things that we can expect from Sergio Ramos. But at the same time, he's also the captain of Real Madrid. He's also, an icon for the club. And I think these kind of things of arguing over Instagram, which some players do and some players don't, is a little bit petty. But it just goes to show that the relationship between Real Madrid and himself is not on good terms. He eventually removed the like from one of these posts. I don't know about the other one, but I just think it's kind of sad. And I don't know if it's, because we do know his agent, his brother, Rene Ramos, likes to instigate a little bit. So I don't know if that's him doing that, if he controls Sergio Ramos's Instagram. You never know. So there could be a little bit of barbs and kind of throwing back and forth. But I mean, I think these kind of things, these kind of joking around on Instagram, especially about his contract situation, not even joking around, but these kind of like back and forth flame wars, as you could put it in Twitter or Instagram or social media terms, they're just kind of petty. And you might as well, if you're a professional, you just deal with it with the board. Go to Florentino and kind of discuss it. Kind of putting it out on public opinion can be a double-edged sword, because some people can see you sort of as a sore loser or as somebody who's got no professionalism. But here's the thing, Sergio Ramos is like that. For a long time, everybody knows that he has an attitude, that he's got this bravado, that he can be a tough, dirty, kind of a dick when he's on the pitch. But the thing is, he's, kind of a bastard on the pitch. But the thing is, he's our bastard. He's our guy that Real Madrid, loves. We like his toughness. We like his leadership. And it in the end helps Real Madrid when we're in tough situations and in games, and he stands up for the squad, which is why I believe, although I think this is all kind of funny, but at the same time, as Pedrerol says, he's playing with his future because he's just hurting his relationship with Madrid and Florentino by doing these kinds of things. I really do want Sergio Ramos on the team because I believe not only is obviously, like I've said, not only do I consider him one of the best center backs of all time and especially of the current generation, but he is far more important to Real Madrid than just being a center back. He is a leader on the field. He is a leader in the dressing room. He represents so much for the team. And, if we could sign him and keep him on the team, I would love for that to happen. But if this kind of toxicity would continue, it's not going to help the team. And, sooner or later, people on the team might see it as you're being petty, you're being toxic to the environment. It might be time to go. And I think this kind of thing is only going to help that situation along, where people are going to kind of see him as, listen, man, your time is done. We don't need that kind of attitude if we're trying to get out of a situation, una crisis deportiva, a sporting situation, which isn't the best. So that's my commentary for that news this morning. And, you can listen to Jota's take on the whole thing. And thank you for listening. Remember to subscribe to Jota Real Madrid and Dr. Jota if you want to listen to Real Madrid news in Spanish. If not, subscribe to Real Madrid Hub. And also check out my podcast, Y Nada Más Podcast, available on Apple, iTunes, everywhere that podcasts are found. And thank you very much for listening. We'll be back with more news soon.